Hey everybody, sorry for the lateness. I had a day, but I am glad to be on. If you're watching, say hey in the chat. If you're watching live, put hashtag brand savvy in here. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. Today was a long day. Had to drive back and forth. We went up to Orlando, check out some stuff that we're working on, and then coming back down here, forgot that I had a vision board meeting. I had to end up leaving, although I want to get the ending prayer. So at least I got the ending prayer. But I have a treat for you guys today. I didn't want to wait and do 2 hours of teaching tomorrow, 9 and 10. So I just want to just get it done today. So we're able to be ready for tomorrow. Hey, Cassandra, I see you in the chat. And those who are watching the replay, I know, I'm glad that you are on, that you're being brand savvy. You're taking your time through this process. But I really had to, today my coach, she was doing her impartation onto us for 2024. My word for 2024 is change. Part of it, is transformation. And some things got to give. 2023 has been a good and hard year, but I am trusting in the process. I am trusting in the process. Hey, Carla Marie, I see you on here on YouTube. All right. I'm glad that you're on. I just had to hop off the live. I'm just glad that coach just laid that impartation. I couldn't leave without having that prayer over me. So I said, I'm going to go in. I said, I'm going to be late for my brand savvy training. But either way, you will get it. It was a roller coaster, but it was a good roller coaster. I got to see family. I got to spend some time with my husband and my kids. We're able to go to church and visit my church in Elevation. I usually watch online, but I was able to go in person today and see my e-group and be able to meet with them. So I'm just really excited, rocking our word of the year band. This year, my word was collaboration. And then through those collaboration, it has taken me so far because I truly believe in collaboration over competition. There's room enough. There's room enough for everybody to win. You just have to make sure that you are have that heart that you're able to support one another. So I want to come on here today and share that. I'm glad I see people are posting their homework, I know it's a lot. So hopefully you will take the time to go back and watch the replays, because the replays are all on YouTube. So you're able to take your time and go through it today. So today we're going to be talking about diving into social media analytics. And I'm going to tell you, I know what to do with the analytics, but I'm just going to be sharing to you what I'm going to be implementing next year. And this is a journey that I want you to go take with me. So I'm going to be sharing to you my strategy that I'm going to be using into social media analytics, because each season I add a little bit to it. So now I'm going to be going over and reviewing my whole entire year to look at the analytics for this year and see, okay, what worked, what didn't work, and how I'm able to improve, because I want to be able to make an impact. So to reach at least, over the next 10 years, 10,000 women for their brand. So the way I need to do it, I need to break that up in each year. So I want to grow, So I'm going to share with you what I have been doing, what I'm planning to do. And I'm going to be sharing a resource that I will be using. And I'm going to have you guys test it out with me. It is going to help you. It's going to help you break down. So, yes, this is which day is your break day? I need to catch. Well, I already had my break day because we're going to be ending on the 20th. So those who are my mentoring group, you can continue watching it. And then once you catch up, you will have, because our mentees, I think tomorrow we're meeting for one more time this month because this will be our third meeting. And then we're going to be off for Christmas. We're going to be off for New Year's. You will have 2 whole weeks to catch up. And then in January, we will be diving into our branding. So I know, Carla, you are part, because she asked when is our break day. We had a break day already. I probably, if I have to do this again, maybe I will be like, hey, 3 day, here's, 3 days and then a break, another 3 days and then a break. And maybe that we will just have it in that quarterly part of it. But I really wanted to have this challenge end before the holidays. So you are able to so you're able to enjoy your family and not have to worry about coming online. And I'm able to enjoy my family and not have to worry about coming online to teach too. But yeah, so she said, I'm going to start my 12-day challenge. It's fine. Yes. Go ahead and start it over. This is one thing I like about it is you can do it twice in a month because it's enough time to do it twice in a month to get it started. And if you want to start in January, go ahead and do it over. You might say, okay, you know what? It's 12 days, but I'm going to take 12 weeks, one whole quarter to work it out. That is fine. But just get the information so you're able to use it. So today's workshop, let me put my presentation on. Let me share my screen. Where is my Canva presentation? Let me put this in present mode for you. Okay, here we go. So we're looking at social media analytics. This is part right here is a beast. It's basically looking at numbers, and looking at numbers can be very overwhelming. It can be a beast. It can be like, what am I looking at? How do I implement it? I'm going to be sharing what I'm going to be doing, a tool that I'm going to use, and hopefully it will help you through that process. Excuse me. All right, so let's get into it. So I'm not going to go with any updates. If you haven't done the challenge, today is the last day to submit. If you haven't done the survey, today is the last day to do the survey. And then we're going to, my son is making too much noise, so hopefully y'all can't hear that noise. After we're going to be doing a drawing tomorrow. So I'll be doing some wonderful giveaways tomorrow for those who do the survey. Now, and then let's get into today's training, and then we're going to get into our homework assignment. So let's go into like a few of the quote. Basically, it says business that utilize social media analytics are 20% more likely to have a competitive advantage in their market. I think this quote in the bottom is supposed to be, I need to change it. I don't put the right one on there, but you have more of it. Once you look at your number, when you look at your numbers in business, it's very important to look at numbers. Sometimes we don't like looking at our numbers until we need to look at our numbers. So let's go to the introduction. For some reason, I feel like that word introduction looks incorrect. It could be me. It could not be me. It could be whatever. So we'll figure out. Introduction to analytics. Analytics is important to understand because now you're able to look at the behavior of your audience. You will see how content performs. So if the content performed poorly, you go, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do this kind of content before, or maybe you posted the wrong type of time. When you're looking at your analytics, you want to look at the matrices, and this is the part that is really challenging because you have to look at the engagement rate to figure out your reach, your impression, your click-through rate. If you look at your website have analytics, Facebook have analytics, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, even TikTok have analytics for you to look at. And Sometimes that may be hard, but there's a tool we're gonna be using AI to help us understand and break down those numbers. So each each platform have their own native analytics, but they also have some other third-party sites that able to break down. I think there's a lot. Hootsuite have some analytics where you can use. I know Dr. Travis has one. If you put integration in there, he's able to break in there. He said, "Oh, I look at college that you want to enter into the drawing." I think I already saw your name on there, Carly. I'm not sure. I'll put the link in the chat again for those who haven't done the survey for the drawing. At the end, I'll do that at the end again. So there are different tools, but in each platforms that you're using. So let's say you are focusing on Instagram for 90 days. On Instagram, you are able to look at the insight. You're able to even download a spreadsheet and see how did everything do on that platform and how to break it down. So let's go into that. The hardest part about looking at the data is not a problem. The hardest part is interpreting the data. The good thing about it is you don't need to go hire someone to go and do it. You're able, as long as you have a plan for it and say, okay, you know what, after 90 days of doing all this content and making this strategy, I'm going to go back and look at it. So I'm going to spend some time this month after we're done with the challenge, just going back and looking at the whole 365 days of all my platforms to see how they're doing, to see what works, what didn't work. And I'm going to be strategic to follow my plan for the next 90 days and see, did it make a difference? And I want you to take that journey with me to see, did these tips or what this AI or this thing told me to do, once I implemented, did it makes a difference? So I need to understand the difference between the matrix and what it integrate into what it tells me about my audience engagement and about the content that I'm creating. Because at first, when I started this year, I was posting quotes, thinking quotes is what my audience need. But I was reaching some people, but it's not the right audience to make sales. So I had to, okay, how can I add value to my audience that I'm able to get feedback to redo some content? I know when I post things that tag other people, that has poll in it, that has things that people are really looking for it, I find more engagement in that too. So I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying I'm going to use what I see works and try to implement more of that. And whatever new features that I see shared in those platforms, I know one thing: once you use the new features, they push your content to more people. With Instagram right now, one of the new features that they have is that you are able to go live on Instagram if you have a professional account through StreamYard and third-party sources, but you have to have a professional account. So I know when they have those new tools or these new stickers or whatever, use those tools, because then they'll push your things out there, and you want people to engage with your content, because if you don't engage with it or they ignore it, then when you go live or when you put things out there, it will be surprised, because they'll say, okay, these group of your followers that you might have 10,000 followers, since they didn't engage, that means they're not interested, so they're not going to push it out to them. So you want to make sure that they do engage, so it can push it out to more people, so they're able to push, so people who don't know you are able to find. So I've been noticing that, like, once those where people don't engage, I have less views, and those who do engage, I have more views. So let's go. So when you're looking through your platforms, I did a little screenshot. The way I my stuff is I look. Okay, I'm gonna pause it. What I usually do, I take some time and I scan through the platform and say, okay, what do I see is repeated over and over and over again? What do I see? When I look at hashtags, this is how I find hashtag that's trending. I put in my keyword, whatever questions that I'm looking for on Instagram. It will tell me how much people relate to those hashtags. So when people say, how do I find my hashtags? How do I find what people are looking for? look to see what they're looking for. Like if your keywords, you're trying to reach people who love candles or to buy candles, look up to see what other people who are selling candle, what hashtag they're using, and seeing which one is trending and what type of content that they're creating. Sometimes I create content based on what I see trending on there and say, okay, how can I take this trend that's going out there and make it something that relate to my audience I'm trying to reach. Like they have this new there's just one video is coming out that saying, 2023 wasn't the warm up, but 2024, we're going to take over. I had a draft in my I guess draft save in my social media account for a while, looking for the perfect song to go with that and thinking of the perfect caption to go with that. Sometimes that takes the time to just look at those different what's going on and seeing, okay, what is repeated a lot? What do I see people posting more? Because they're pushing this content out, and how can I um, tailor it to reach the audience that I am looking for. So I would look at those hashtag. I think you can Google, you can look that up in whatever platform. If you're doing TikTok, or if you're doing Instagram, if you're doing Facebook, whatever it is, whatever hashtag, whatever your keywords are, you need to know your keywords. I would spend some time thinking of what are some keywords that my audience would resonate with. And you are able to go on after you spend some time creating your customer avatar, that ideal avatar of those who you want to work with, those your target market, and then seeing and then going through and say, okay, what are the pain point? What are some words that would stand out to them? You put it into the AI and say, hey, you know what? This is my audience. This is what I'm looking for. These are some of the pain points. What are some keywords I can use in social media to find my ideal audience? It will give you some keywords. I would take those keywords and go in and say, okay, what's trending for that keyword? What is repeated for that keywords? And using that to make sure I implement that in if you're focusing on YouTube or TikTok or Twitter, whatever platform you are focusing on to reach your target audience and you know that they're on, you shouldn't be focusing on all of the platform, because your audience might not be in all the platforms. I'm saying that you may be posting in all of them, but which one are you focusing on? Like I know majority of my audience in this season, like this month, will probably be in Facebook because I'm drawing everybody there, but usually they are on LinkedIn. So I make sure that I'm optimizing that platform for my ideal audience. So I also look at look at the last 90 days. Okay, which content worked, which content didn't work. So I'm gonna keep on doing it for the next every 90 days. I'm gonna check that out also, and then I'll look at LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, this is how LinkedIn analytics looks. Also, you can check to see. Now the whole thing with this is, if you look on the little N right here on LinkedIn, you see where it says export. You can export those data as a the CSV file or Excel files. Once you pull that Excel file, you're able to get, I think even with YouTube, you can get the same file. I would download, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to download those files, and I'm going to use those files to analyze. I'm going to use them to analyze my data. So here's how to apply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those CSV files, and I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to use it to refine and analyze my social media strategy and tailor content based on what it indicates. Yes, you can. Yeah. I'm telling you what I'm gonna be doing the next 90 days. So you are able to. I'm gonna download all these files and I'm gonna analyze it. Not me personally. I'm gonna use my AI bot to do that, and I'm gonna share that AI bot with you, so you are able to use it too. And I'm gonna look for the timing for maximizing the engagement based on that based on that data. So here is my quarter. So I'm going to share this link with you guys too. This is how you do it for Facebook. Make this bigger for you to see. Can y'all see this one? Let me share this tab instead. So I'm gonna start with my Facebook. So if you're gonna do this with Facebook, here is how you would do this. And I'm gonna share this link with you in a moment. But after I'm done. So I'm gonna go to Facebook. Facebook have their, if you go to Facebook and you go under Insights, and under Insights, you can go under Content. And under Content, you are able to click Export Data. And at Export Data, you will be able to, whatever setting you want to focus it on, if you want to focus for the whole year or the whole next day, you're going to take that right there. I did this for this quarter. And you're going to download, you're going to generate the CSV file. And in that CSV file, it'll process it, and you're able to use it for your content. So I have several I downloaded for my business, and you're going to use that information. When you click it, it will open as a CSV file. And that CSV file or that Excel file, you're going to use that file to analyze it. This is what I'm going to do. Then I just created a bot where I'm able to upload this information. I'm going to show it to you, and it will be able to break it down for you. So I'm going to share. Can I share the screen instead? Will it let me share it? This is a whole nother thing. If it will let me share. Okay, let me stop sharing. I think it stopped me from sharing. I don't know why. I don't see myself sharing anymore. This is why I'm going to go back to Pobot. Let's see if it'll let me share Pobot. So, can y'all see Pobot? I'm going to double check. So, I use Pobot. I have a Savvy Social app that I created. Basically, what I did was I uploaded the document. So there's a little attachment. I uploaded that attachment to it. And then I asked it to, can you help me analyze this? Right? And it helped me analyze it. It told me, what it's about. It broke it down for me, whatever it is. It tells me a couple of things. Yes. Can you craft a calendar for my target audience? I told it what my target audience were, who are asking for, I probably spelled something wrong, for their branding and stuff like that. So it breaks it down for me. It told me, here is how you should post for the next 7 days. It's going to give you a 7-day calendar to optimize it for those things. It says, day 1, Monday at 12 p.m. based on your data, share a reel, tips on difference between branding, marketing, and advertising. So now I know, okay, I just need to create a reel on that. And it says captivating 20 to 50 words caption discussing the misconception that holds some people back. So I already told you a couple of things about, you need to tell a little about your business. If you don't tell about your business, then it won't be able to. You need to tell it about your business. And then it said day 2, Tuesday at 5 p.m. based on your data. Do an image posting a motivational question. Which part of the puzzle are you missing for your business? Or you can post, what's your biggest brand challenge? Around 15 words. So it gives you some details of how to do it. This is free, and then you can continue to do it, and it will be able to, and I was playing around with it and asking for another. I gave it more information. I gave it my Christmas promo, and it was able to break it down for me on how I could promote it. I'm going to start seeing if I implement what this AI is saying. I'm going to put this in the chat. And this is Pobot. So I'm going to give you the scribe on here. I don't know if you all will have it on both platforms. I see it goes on YouTube, but I don't think it went on the chat for the group. So I'm going to put it in the other chat. This is the scribe of how I got. I did the wrong. I think a Zoom instead. Oh, sorry, guys. I did a Zoom instead. I'm sorry. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to delete that. Delete the comment. I'm going to try to figure out. Don't worry about that Zoom. That was a Zoom. I'm trying to share. It's not letting me share. Let me try it one more time. I'm going to share this in this chat right here. This is Poe. I'm going to share in this chat right here. I'm going to share Poe on here. So for those who are on YouTube. So with the app, when you go to Post Savvy, you will upload your CSV file or your Excel file. Put in some information about your business, put in some information about your brand, and see what it gives you. Tell it, okay, hey, this is what I want to promote in the next, this is my information. This is what I want to promote in the next 7 days. Help me create a plan based on this data of my customer engagement so I can able to sell. Try to be very clear with it, typing it. Test it out. If there's any issue with it, let me know. You know, but it's supposed to be able to give you a 7 day plan that you can use. I prefer to do 7 day at a time so you can get the best number, and you can say, okay, I'm going to go back and try. So I'll try it for 7 day at a time. Go back and do another 7 day. You can do 7 day, and then after say, hey, I'm doing this again, another 7 days. So you can have a whole month of 7 days of planning Monday to Sunday, and then after a month, see that it boosts your engagement. Did it actually help? Because this one is tied to, it is a POPA that will help you. But this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to put my information on them. I'm going to go back in and be more detailed and put some more information on there and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's what I'm trying to do it. Here's my target audience. Can you help me create a 7 day plan for it? And then I will try to that would be my strategy of, this is my calendar. This is what I'm going to post it. And this, I'm going to try posting it and schedule a post for those times. And then, if I have any other posts I'm going to post randomly, that's fine. Around it, I'm going to do that. But this is, what would be help. I would say just try that to see if it will what happens. Try to experiment with me. I'm gonna try to put the link for describe in here how to get the CSV with Facebook. But if you go in and you just go on YouTube, say, how do I find those files? It will help. You're able to find those files that way too. All right, so that is my little thing for you today to use. You can use the POBot to do that, and see what it gives you. Let me know if there's any glitches in there, because then I have to reconfigure the ad. It's one of my little things. People don't know that I build bots. I build GPTs. I build AI bots to support my business. So my business have several bots that help us that I build with my team to support us to streamline what we're doing. And we're going to be implementing those in our strategy for 2024. We're building it now, testing them out as we go, and then we're going to implement them for the next quarter. So you let me know so I can tell you, hey, I implemented them. Here is what happened, right? So I'm giving y'all my little tool, what I did. So once you get that, you're going to have to establish a system of regularly monitoring your analytics. So you're going to probably have to have a team member, or you maybe say once a quarter when you have your quarterly meeting for your business, to go back and analyze your data. So make it a routine of checking your data, putting it into here, and do it. I would not, some people do it every day. I don't want to go ahead and do it every day. I'm going to do it for the past 9 days in the past year to see what happened. But then I will do it quarterly. So I can say, okay, for this quarter, I implemented this strategy. And by these strategies that I implemented, I'm going to go back and see how it works. Did my sales correlate with this? Did my number go up because of that? So I'm able to look at all this information, and I'm able to go through it too. And then you want to create a routine for tracking your progress and making sure that if there is adjustment that you need to do, you can do adjustments for that. All right, so here is your framework for application. So analyze the tools, get familiar with those tools for analyzing your data. Whatever platform that you're using, whether you're going to use a all-in-one, I'm trying to see, whether you're going to use I'm trying to look at the chat. I see Cassandra Plus said, what she said, I'm kind of obsessed at the moment. I have to go in every day. Yeah, you can go in every day and check. I have my ADHD. I try not to go in every day because I know it's a long haul game. Some people don't see my data at the same time. So I try not to go at it every day. I probably try to implement my strategy for the week and see what I have. And if I see my numbers are low, it's because I didn't do nothing. You don't do the work, you don't get the results. And sometimes they're pushing something new. So if you don't use a new thing, that is what it is. So, and someone said, you said, it's because I have started taking. Okay, you've been taking. That's good that you're taking it seriously. So that is for me. My strategy is I'm going to check it quarterly, maybe monthly. My team probably check it more often than I do, but just for my sanity, for everything else that I have on my plate, I want to show on my plate. All this I have on my plate, I want to make sure that I keep my frame of mind. On my plate, I have branding, speaking, mentoring, government contracting, and since I have those four things on my plate, and each of them have specific action plans, I want to make sure I'm keeping myself balanced through this process. So get familiar with the platform insights. Whatever platform you're deciding to focus on, know where to find it or get a tool that's all inclusive that will be able to get all this information for you. And I'm trying to go in here. So it says, and then start collecting the data and analyze them from your social media. So I'm glad some people are going in every day. Some people are going in once a week. Going quarter, start analyzing, start looking at that. Now that you have the poll, you can say, hey, how did they do for today? Can you go over that? You can do a 1-day analysis or 24-hour. You can do that, but for when you're doing, and this is just my mathematical brain because I used to be a math teacher and my statistical brain. You want to have an aggregate of data collected so you can get better results. So if you're going to feed the bot or the GPT 1 day of data, that's not enough for it to get an accurate measurement of what works, what doesn't work. And sometimes it takes some time. So you might have to give the bot some span of time so it can see the trends and the patterns, because it's all about looking at the patterns of what works. 1 week might be different than another week. So you want to give it several weeks of data so it's able to say, okay, based on this several weeks of data, here is our recommendation to try for the next coming week and see what works. And then you try it and you see if it does work for that. And then you keep on going because as you go, sometimes I have people liking posts that I posted 2 or 3 months ago. They're finally seeing it. So it's just depending on how much they engage with my stuff, right? So, yeah. Next thing is once you look at the insight, apply the insight. So we're knowing where to find it. Start, collect the data, apply what you've learned from the strategy. So apply that content and posting strategy, and then continually and regularly monitor the strategy, and then improve. It's all about improving each time you go. So I'm telling you, this is my strategy. This is what I'm going to be doing for the next quarter. Let's do it together, right? Let's do it together and see how it works. So you have, it's December 17 now. You have until the end of the month to start looking at your data and say, okay, let me make a plan for what I'm going to schedule out for January. And you start scheduling the first 7 days of January, then for the next 7 days of January. So you have it scheduled out. Say, I'm going to be talking about this topic. And they said to create a reel. So let me create a reel. Let me and post and schedule it. Let me create this and schedule it. And you put it out there and see, okay, does it work? Did it not work? Say, and if it didn't work, okay, we figure out, how do I improve it? So it will look, afterwards, the GPTs or the AI and the numbers, you will say, okay, you know what? It kind of did work. Let me continue. Or things shifted a little bit and it will shift the time for you too. So you need to let it look through it too. So that's what you're going to be working on. So we're getting comfortable, collecting the data, applying the results, and then checking it regularly. All right. So your homework assignment: choose one platform to analyze. Some of you have to choose one of them to analyze, and those posts. So I analyze a recent social media campaign or a series of posts and interpret the data and share strategies based on what you find. So say, you know what, I've looked at my data for the past 7 days and it showed me that Tuesday is the most engagement. So here I'm, in the group, say, hey, I'm gonna be started posting. I'm gonna start make sure I include in my posting strategy that I post Tuesdays at 5. So you can put that on. You don't have to like take a screenshot of what you did so far. Just take on your own, analyze your data, and then after you did the reflection of it, let us know what are you going to do differently based on the information that you learn about your data. Right? All right. So that's the last part. I'm going to start sharing. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. But I'm sharing to you what I'm going to implement as my strategy for next quarter. I gave you one of my bots to use and play around with. I know it let me know how it goes. I know with Poe, they'll allow you to sign up and just use it like that. Just let me know how did it work for you? Because I just created that one. I think I have several bots I created, but this is the one I'm sharing right now. But how did that work for you? Implement, how did you go in and look at those data and see how it worked for you? Did it help you make a plan? Because I know some people, the hardest part is I don't know how to plan, how to post, you know? So if you know, so you know what, I am going to sell this ebook and the ebook is about this and the target market is this, go in there and say, hey, I'm trying to sell this ebook. This is the target market. This is what what I want to do. Here is the data for the last 90 days. Can you help me analyze it so I can make sure I make a plan and give my strategy? And it will break down the strategy to, hey, do this, do that. This is the best time to put a reel. Put it in there, make a plan. If you don't plan, it's really hard to be successful when you don't plan. So you want to make a plan. Take some time. Knows a lot, and this is a lot of work. You might need a whole bunch of team, but just take a moment, take a plan. If this is your goal for 2024, we want to be savvy in our brand next year. So when people see us, you want the right people to see you so they can buy from you. My mentees, I'm going to hold you guys accountable for that. So if you are, in the mentoring group, make sure you are doing your homework. I'm not going to give y'all any other homework than what you already have so far. But if you want to be a part of the mentoring group, let us know. Just type mentoring in the chat, and my mentees will let you know how to join, how to apply to be a part of the mentoring group. And then we're able to help you. It's like a one-on-one time. Well, it's a group time, but that group time, I really do have time for you to support. You're supporting each other through that process too. All right. So it's late. I had a long day. I'm going to go and take some rest. And then I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow, let me see the schedule. I know I have it on, and I'm going to be live. I'm going to be teaching. So it's not going to be a pre-recording because I know Friday and Saturday was a pre-recording. But tomorrow I'm going to be live teaching at 11. At 11, right after I finish done with my team. I'm going to be teaching with you guys. So if you have any questions, I'll be doing that. You can watch the replay. And then I most likely will come on in the evening time after I meet with my mentees to do the raffle, right? So I'm not going to do the raffle early in the morning. I'm going to be, do the teaching, and then we're going to come back and do the raffle in the evening time for those who to see who won, and I'll let you know what we're going to be giving out. And then we have on Tuesday, we're doing 11 o'clock. We'll have our challenge at 11 o'clock again. I'm going to be doing it. And then on Wednesday, our last day of day 12, we're wrapping it up. So we're wrapping it up at 5:30. My VIP, we're going to be on Zoom at 6 for your closing time. But everybody, I'm going to be on here at 5:30 for 30 minutes, just giving y'all closing remarks on this challenge and what to do next. And I probably will do a quick giveaway that day too. But my VIPs, just join us for your last. I think I have something special for you guys. Yes, time flew by really quickly. So if you're still catching up, Hopefully you're able to catch up. We're gonna be in the group, interacting in the group for the rest of the month, and then and posting some tips and tricks there. But we're gonna start the brand savvy once a month coming in, just providing value, whether it be a pre-recording or just hey, you're asking your questions. We might have a couple here and there pop-ups, but you want to be in a mentoring group because this is where the whole action is at. In the mentoring group where we're able to support each other, and we meet weekly, 3 times a week teaching. One time I do question and answers, our lab time, where I'm able to make sure that you implement what you need to implement, right? All right. Thank you for those who joined me. Thank you for those who watched the replay. Thank you for being so patient with me today. I know early in the morning might not be good for everybody. My son's about to come on in. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. But I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great evening. I'm giving you time back. All right. Bye, everybody. Let me put my music on. And we're going to be jamming out there. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.